We got some rain, not a ton. I'm checking some gauges now on kind of the west side of our farms around the barn. 3/10 at the barn. I'm going to check here at JB's. I think it's about the same. And then I'll go to Old Glory. I think the barn's just a little bit sloppy there in the yard. I got to do some work on our strip till plow, and I think maybe after lunch it'll be better and I won't be as sticky in the yard. But sorry, crossing the road here. Over east near Dad's house, he had, what did he say, 7/10? No, ½ inch at his house, 7/10 at our farm, and then like 6/10 at Graceland. So a little bit heavier over to the east, and which is good. That's where I was wanting some rain there on the Bob's field where I fertilized. So I'm over here. I'm going to check this rain gauge and see what it rained here. Looks like about 3/10 also, so same as over at the barn. But this wheat looks really pretty, especially here on the end. You can't get a good judge of that, but some yellowing out there, and that's the next thing. Is I may go by Old Glory to check that gauge too. But I went out to Old Glory the other day to check, and it had a bunch of, there was like a yellow cast across the field, and I was bummed because that wheat had looked really pretty, and it still looks good. It just has yellow cast, and so I think it has some rust, and I'm afraid that there is a little bit out here too, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm afraid that's... So rust is a fungus, I'm learning. And it's pretty early to be having rust issues. Just talked to a friend of ours. We've been our friends for a long time. He helped cut our wheat. Tommy, he said he sprayed his around his house. My farm looks a lot like his. He said, I've never sprayed for wheat, or for rust, I'm sorry. Never sprayed for rust in his entire life of farming, and he's not old. Tommy, you're not old. But he's older, like my parents' age. He said, I've never sprayed before, and now we've got rust everywhere. Doesn't really look like a stripe rust. Again, I don't know a lot about it, but it's a fungus. You can spray it. Another trip across the field. I just finished spraying not long ago, it seems. So hopefully I don't have it everywhere. If I do have it, maybe just there at Old Glory, but I don't know. Wheat's supposed to be low maintenance, and it really is. But you see, like some of that, I would assume that maybe that was nitrogen deficiency. That's neighbors, but it might actually be rust also. All right, I'm here over at Old Glory now. Doesn't look good. Just yellow. Man, that's pretty bad. I think it's worse than it was. You see there next on the turn row on here on the end, that's the way it all looked just not long ago, and now I got a lot of yellow. So I just got a text from Samuel. Let me see what he said. Not about that. I don't know if more rain, I don't know if I'm about to check the gauge up here. I don't know if more rain makes it worse or what, but the sun's out. I don't know if that makes it worse. I don't know anything about it. So what can I do other than just try to treat it, I guess. See, I wish it looked like that. Pretty, tall, green. Oh, push it down. Oh, we'll be optimistic. We're gonna say 6/10. Really, it's like 5500ths. Oh, I better just say 5500ths and catch me lying. Yellow wheat. I don't really want to walk back out there to show you. You just have to take my word for it. What it looks like up close. Well, I'm back after lunch. It's plenty dry. Just some water there. But dry everywhere else. So before this, I was at the house just working on stuff, organizing a shed. We did some stuff in our house, moved some rooms around, I've built bunk beds for the boys when we lived in Lubbock. I built a queen bottom, twin bunk, and then solid wood. It was all there. Maybe a little overkill, but it's what made sense in my mind. Then I converted it to twin top, stay the same, and then two twins coming out instead of the queen going sideways, twins coming out. And that was good for a while. And then I converted that to a king in the bottom instead of two twins. And then we decided to then split that bed up into three different twins. So I did that. I used all the same wood. None of these things I had to buy any wood. I just repurposed. And then we ended up switching the boys' rooms and our office just because it made sense. And so we needed a new setup. So that wood from those bunk beds needed to be retired. There's a bunch of it. And I'm a little bit of a hoarder. I hate to throw that stuff away because wood's expensive. And I can build a lot of things with the stuff that I have. And I have continually built stuff. So needed a place to put it. Got it out of the carport finally. And it's put away. The shed is too small. Need a bigger shed. This is a big shed, but I don't just want to bring stuff over here just because. Anyways, did that, and I'm mostly done. So now I'm back at the barn, and I'm going to do some other things. For the rain, I did some stuff here. So let me just walk you through. I had a short window, so I didn't film it. But I got the tanks rinsed out. There was some nasty stuff in there because I'm going to put out fertilizer, and I'm going to need these. And so then there was also this hosing. It's kind of sloppy right here. Let me get out of that. And I can't really show you. Well, let me start here. This pump will pump the fertilizer. I've got the chain. I'm going to put the chain on here in a little bit. I started changing the oil. I got it drained, and I started filling it up, and then it started raining, so I stopped. And I'm going to finish that here in a second. This hose was tied away over here, so I reconnected this. That hose connects to that section. And so from that section, I don't want to hit my head. That section goes to here. And so from here back was not on the tractor, it was in the barn. And so it goes there and tees to the right tank and the left tank. And the fill is right here. So this is all generally where it needs to go. I'm going to need to strap it down probably so it doesn't rub and rattle around. But tanks are cleaned out. Need to run some air and some water through all of those lines. So I'll do that. And also all these lines that go to individual rows. I'm going to probably disconnect this right here and blow some air and make sure these aren't clogged. These aren't clogged up where the fertilizer will come out because we didn't use them last year, maybe the year before. So they could be clogged up. I don't want that to happen. Also, this gauge, I'm going to take it off, see if it still works because it may not. So that's what I'm going to do. Get this when it dries up, which will happen next day or two. I can start strip tilling and put some fertilizer out. Also, I'm going to replace the points on most of these. If you remember, this one and then the two over there, not the closest one, but all got replaced because I hit something last year. Remember that something was an oil pipeline. So I plan not to do that again. But this one is basically new. You know, there's really not much wear on that. So there's a new one. Here's an old one. See the difference? It's there's probably a little bit of life still left on these. You see? But I just want to go ahead and get them all the same. This part is still good. It will probably last. It'll last another. Probably till I have to replace these again. I'll replace it. We put some hardening on here because the shank, as the dirt slides by, kind of was thinning out this shank, and we don't want that to happen. So, got to do that. Once I get those changed, I need to lower these shanks back down. We rip it deep the first time, raise it up the second time, so it breaks the clods up. I'm going to check these bushings here, make sure there's no slop in those. Those have never been replaced. So, yeah, I'm going to have to set the plow down, get the weight off it, and see if there's any kind of wiggle in these bushings. I hope not. I don't really want to change those, but I will if I have to. And then that will make this plow ready. I also did another thing. We got our cylinder back with the longer rod. I think I told you that the one they ordered was too short. This clevis went almost or all the way, so we needed the extra 2 inches to fit. It was an odd cylinder. So the cylinder from the manufacturer, very expensive. This and Abilene Hydraulics in Abilene, Texas. If you're in the area, those guys are awesome. So check them out. They really help us out a ton. So I don't have this secured, but a little bit different because the ports were on the top. Now they're on the side because this is a welded cylinder. It's better. It's got a thicker rod, and it's welded instead of a tie rod. These are tie rods. So, but the ports are on the side, one of the sides. And so I put them on here. This I think is going to be good. I haven't tightened any of this stuff yet. This one is a little bit tight. It's going to rub. May have to put something there to keep that from rubbing, but I don't think there's a go up too much like this. It puts it in a bind too much over here. Back here too much, it's going to rub on the hose. So maybe kind of find the middle. So anyways, good to have that. Pin slid in easy. I've still got to obviously connect it. Then I've got these cutter keys to put in to lock it all together. So did that. And then one more thing. I don't think you saw any of this, but I built something. I received something in the mail and I built it. Ta-da. Did I show you? If I did, you won't even see this part. But I have to adjust it. I haven't put any tools in it yet. But it was lots of pieces. And but it went together. I think it's pretty well built for come in a flat box type tool bench, but tool, whatever you call this thing. So again, on my list of things to do, I'll get to it. Hopefully after I get strip tilling done, is this area here, which is a mess. That's going to kind of be this dividing area between my workbenches. The cart will go next to it. I'm going to move the press next to it because it doesn't require electricity. Something else. Just some things. I'm going to move it and make it better. Right now I've just got stuff just kind of out and about. Like this. Sometimes you get lucky and you pick the right size. Sometimes you don't. Alright. I believe excuse me, this set screw has to come off to be able to, well, I know that the set screw has to come off, but I believe it has to come off to be able to get this sprocket off, and that part is for sure, so that I can get the chain on. May need a hammer. That sounds terrible. Well, so I needed to decrease this distance. So my first thought was I'll just raise this buckler, that'll raise the tire up, which should work, except that the frame for the pump is also on that, so it was raising the whole thing. So I think what I need to do is I loosen these bolts. I think that will give me the distance that I need. Yeah, I think that should do it. So get a little more. That should get me lined up. where I need to be. All right, I need 2 hands. So probably didn't need to take this off, but I did. That looks about right. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up. That's not going anywhere. First time you heard that one, isn't it? All right. I think that's good. I'm going to grease the chain. Okay, now I've got to I'm going to take all of these connections loose. Don't want to lose that thing. Don't let me forget. Don't lose that thing. All right, I'm gonna go do the rest of those. I got this gauge off. It's cloudy, but it works. If I could just find this piece to replace, then the filters, then the thing will be okay. Remember I had that issue on the sprayer. We got a new one. That old one won't fit because it's 1/2-inch threads. This is 1/4. But I thought we had another one that was 1/4. I just can't remember. I can't find it. I wonder if Dad has it in his truck or something. Anyways, this will work. I think I'll be able to see it from the tractor. It won't be like, it's not like accurate pressure, but it at least I can see that the pump is actually working, as long as I can see it from the tractor, because it's pretty cloudy. See if I can't break this off some more. And I'm being facetious. I don't really want to do that. All right. That should do it. Change plans. I'm going to take this off like I meant to do this before. I'm going to blow air through this port. We're about to find out. Well, you couldn't see that, but it's working. I'll show you proof. It's coming out. See? Coming out of most of them. I believe you could say all of them. It smells like antifreeze. Because Dad probably put antifreeze in these. All right. Well, that doesn't mean it's going to work, but we're a step closer. So I'm going to put the gauge back on again, and then I'm going to reconnect all of the hoses I took apart. These, because I think it's clear, mostly clear. We'll find some stop ups, I'm sure. All right, bouncing around a little bit. I'm gonna need, so I'll show you later how we take those points off of the strip till. I showed you last year, but we grind off. It's really hard to, there's a roll pin. It's really hard to get that roll pin out. There's some kind of slop in the point. So what Dad has done, is always done, is just ground off that point and down to the roll pin where it's flush, kind of flush with the shank. And so he got a new disc for the big grinder, but the big grinder will shock you because it doesn't have a very good thing here. See that? It's that's not good. So I'm going to tape this, and then I'm going to replace the plug. See how that goes. Fixed, I believe. There is no ground, so that shouldn't matter. I believe I did everything else correct. Nervous for me? Let's see what happens. I think that'll work. All right, I'm not an idiot. I did it right, I believe. All right, I got one more spot. I'm gonna put some tape on. It's kind of worn through. Then I'm gonna change that blade out. Blade. It's called a disc for this big honker. All right, ready for cutting. Except I don't think I have time to do that today, but it'll be ready for tomorrow. I need to finish. Let me see what time it is. 4:40. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I can get to 1 or 2. I've got to finish the pump oil since I've got the plow down. Finish adding oil to that pump that I didn't finish the other day. And then I need to add a look at the twists on there. There is some. I just don't know what it had from the beginning, from the factory. I was hoping not to change those, but may have to because there's some. It's quite a bit, but it's also pivoting right on that point, and so I don't know if that's normal or not. So I'm going to change the oil, raise the plow back up, see what time it is. Because tonight, I've told you, I think I have told you about Hee Haw. Our community does a recreation of the old time show Hee Haw, and I'm in it. And we have dress rehearsal tonight. We have our 3 shows this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I've got to get home, shower, probably eat something, get back up there by 6, and yeah, dress rehearsal. You know, I don't just act on YouTube. You know, I also do some theater. All right. This is the fill port. Nothing should come out of here. Just like that. This is how you know if you have enough. And before I do that, I need to get some more rags and the oil. Okay, nothing should come out of here unless it's full. And it wasn't coming out the other day, so I don't think it will come out today. Okay. Can you see that? Yes. All right, now I have to pour this until it starts to come out there. I didn't have a funnel small enough, so I just kind of had to freestyle in the wind. I don't think it's going to take much more, but I've been wrong once before. I was hoping that this would fill it up out of this jug so I didn't have to use a full jug to try to pour in slowly. Guess that's what I'm gonna get to do. Alright, let's see what I can get into here. No wind. Okay, it's coming out the front. Do you see it? Full. I know that's simple. Those gauges, like those fill. I don't know what I'm trying to say. These things where you just fill it till it pours out. That's simple. Not having to do a dipstick, but it's messy. I don't have much time, but I want to see if I can get one done. So I'm going to just grind off all of that. I don't know if I did enough here or not. We'll find out. I don't think so. Finally starting to get it a little bit. Dang. Finally. That's a roll pin. It's metal rolled together to make a pin. Now, it's really crazy how easy these new ones go on compared to how hard they are to come off. All right, I'll get a drill and I'll drill that out just a little bit so it's smoother. Put some never sees on a new roll pin. They go together really easy, but I gotta go. It's been a good day. Tomorrow I'm gonna get this plow, all the points changed. Then I'll get with Dad and we'll talk about the bushings. We'll decide, and then we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. If you're gonna farm it.